This further proves time travel because this journey is about 1200 kilometers aerial distance. This cannot be done in a matter of a second. If this was also a dream, then the Arabs wouldn't have a problem. Mairaj became a very big bone of contention between believers and non-believers. So much so that they started making fun of the Prophet ﷺ and all the Sahaba that, now your Prophet has come up with this travel. You actually believe that? When we say Roya, Roya halal does not see the moon in the dream. They see it, Technology is a technical term.
A mythical story.
We have that iman in the Quran and we do not validate Quran through science, then we're good. But if we validate Quran through science, then we've lost the battle to begin with, even before the battle. Because now we're looking for science because time travel concept. As soon as I say time travel, you're going to think Einstein, not going to think Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
A lot of us Muslims, we believe that it was a journey in a dream, and some believe that it was a physical journey.
Well, no,
So what do we have to actually believe?
Yeah, it's a good question.
To understand Al-Kahf.
Most of the people do believe because they read that it's a physical journey Prophet ﷺ was talking about. Otherwise, Prophet ﷺ saw many things in the dream. He saw Ibrahim a.s. dream. He saw hell and heaven in his dream. There's so many dreams I can only want to go. Most of the Muslims know about so many dreams of Prophet ﷺ. If this was also a dream, then the Arabs wouldn't have a problem. Mairaj became a very big bone of contention between believers and non-believers. And so much so that they started making fun of the Prophet ﷺ and all the Sahaba that, now your Prophet has come up with this travel. You actually believe that? So if it were a dream at any level, even a weak hadith wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, and besides, if someone sees anything in the dream, no one's going to come and question you. Oh, did you have this dream? Because everyone knows that everything is possible in the dream.
Yeah, that's why.
So what was a big thing for them to come and ask?
Even the weak hadith of Mairaj, the problems of the Sahabas, that wouldn't have been here. If Sahabas at any level thought this was a dream, it would not have been a problem at any level. Now, I'm just talking to those people who think that those hadiths are zaif. There's so many hadiths which are zaif only on a dream. It literally is a paradox. If you believe it's a dream, then there shouldn't be any hadiths. Forget zaif hadiths. Because nobody bothers about a dream. I fly in a dream. I've seen the sun and moon in a dream. I literally have. So nobody's going to think that they're going to ask my brother that, you actually believe Sahil, who had a dream that he was standing on sun, or the moon, or wherever. So it's
wow, that's a very important point actually.
Yeah, it's
for the
a
people
game
who believe
changer.
that it was a journey in a dream.
Then there wouldn't have been any text about those problems Sahaba was going through, and the Prophet ﷺ was going through, of whether he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, because no one's going to ask you about a dream.
Yeah, let alone ask your friends. Why are you talking about this, man?
Did your friend really had a dream?
So it's a problem. And the Prophet ﷺ, because there's so many hadith about this, of when they asked, the Prophet ﷺ told about that caravan coming in, and when is that caravan going to reach Medina. The Prophet ﷺ talked about Baitul Muqaddas at that time, and he was shown the whole masjid and the whole structure in front of him. And so on, and Abu Bakr Siddiq getting the title of Abu Bakr Siddiq. Where else do you think people who think Mairaj was a dream, why are you calling him Abu Bakr Siddiq? Just call him Abu Bakr? Because that's how we know him. We know him as Siddiq because of the Mairaj physical testimony of the Prophet ﷺ journey. Otherwise, whoever believes the Prophet ﷺ saw it in a dream, this first Khalifa is called Abu Bakr only. Okay? Wow. Because Siddiq is the word given. Otherwise, what do you think? Why was he called Siddiq? That's a question. A burden of proof is on you then. And there's so many things about why Mairaj is a physical journey. Wow. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, so...
that's a very strong, logical argument. Wow.
Yeah, so plus the word Roya, which they think is the word of the dream, is a very recent entry in the Muslim psychology, that Roya in Bani Israel is the dream. Even the Roya in Arabic means to see. You know what I'm saying? When we say Roya, Roya halal does not see the moon in the dream. They see it, So it's the same word. I don't know why this Roya has to be a dream only. They just don't know Arabic that much, or maybe they're too biased about whatever scholar came up with his own dream of putting this as a dream.
Yeah, or maybe they just can't make sense of this, a physical journey, so
they
try to find other ways.
Somehow I've seen a common pattern that people who think Prophet ﷺ had a dream in the Mairaj, somehow they are very pro-science. Somehow it's just a weird anomaly. People who actually believe in science, they somehow just double back and all of a sudden refute, and it's like, what's wrong with you? You're the first person I expect this to be rationally placed. But since science does not really explain an actual man traveling like that, especially not without a jet, so maybe that's why they're too biased about science. These people think that we're superstitious, and we came up with this stuff. Then we'll have to. You'll have to prove a lot of things out of your own system. So if it said sleeping, that you have a case. We'll talk about the health of the hadith then.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even say sleeping.
Yeah.
It
denies sleeping.
Yeah. So you'll have to really, really come up with something better, because the rest of the whole Arabs didn't think that he was asleep. The Sahabas didn't think he was asleep. He had to give proofs of how physical it was.
I guess he was even asked questions regarding.
Well, you can
describe everything.
Well, in their defense, the dreamer's defense, you can still ask a prophet if he was dreaming, because he claimed to be a.
But then there was like a caravan passing by at the same time.
No,
he
but
traveled.
Let's just say I'm a guy who believes that this happened in the dream. Then I can still ask you this question because you claim to be a prophet.
Yeah.
So tell us, because your dream is supposed to be true dreams.
Weaker argument. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but still, since Arabs ridiculed the Prophet ﷺ,
and
Abu Bakr Siddiq, testified.
Yeah.
So this actually goes to show really clearly that Arabs were not told that this was a dream. The psychology of Isra is a totally different psychology that we have as Muslims. We think it was a road journey, even though it was not a road journey, because this story tells that that man. Well, let me tell you what the story is.
Can you please tell the whole story?
The Arabs asked the Prophet ﷺ that if you are so true, give us some proofs. And the Prophet ﷺ said that there's a caravan that is coming in, and it's going to reach that certain day in a certain date and a certain time, and it did reach that, because the Prophet ﷺ saw how far that was. And not just that, during his journey, he saw that there was a man inside that caravan who had lost his camel. And the Prophet ﷺ was looking from above, so he knew where the camel was. So he actually told that guy that this is where you should look.
Okay. Like he called him out?
Yeah, he called him out, And then we know he called him up from the sky, because that man said that, yes, I heard Muhammad's voice from above. So Isra was also in the air. This is the other meaning. Isra was not a land-to-land journey.
Okay.
So the other thing about this Isra was the Prophet ﷺ said that I saw my brother Musa's grave, and he was praying in his grave, and I know where that grave is during that journey of Isra. This did not happen in Mairaj. Mairaj is a vertical ascent up to the heavens. Yeah. So all of these things happened further.
But you can see someone praying in the grave in the dream, because right now we're discussing if it's
I'm
a
just
dream
saying
that. But the caravan thing and the guy, he actually did come.
No. Why I said about this Musa's account is so that I can tell you that this was not a road journey.
Okay.
It was a journey in the air.
Okay.
And this further proves time travel, because this journey is about 1,200 kilometers aerial distance.
Okay.
So this cannot be done in a matter of a second.
Yeah.
Or however long it took. When the Arabs asked for the proofs, the caravan came at the right point and the right time and the right day, and this man was asked, and he said, yes, I did lose my camel, and I did hear the Prophet's voice.
Wow. Okay.
And so that cannot be in a dream, because you cannot be just saying anything in the dream. And if I see you in my dream and I tell you to do something, you're not just going to come to my home next day and say, I heard you say that. Yeah. So again, that's a secondary proof. The primary proof itself is Arabs asking for the proof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever he gave as proof is secondary in this argument.
Okay.
So again, for people who really are looking into this sort of confusion, this literally nails it, that this is not a journey in the dream.
Okay. So from Bani Israel, what we have to learn is the time travel. Yes. Before we move on to Surah Al-Kahf.
And not just the time travel, but the technology of time travel.
Okay.
Because these are two different sorts of technologies that were used.
Okay. Can you please explain?
The Isra was done.
What do you mean by technology?
Technology is a technical
like
term.
A mythical story.
No, it's not. I'll tell you why.
But we just believe it because we're Muslims.
We just don't. Well, I don't want to use the word just, because that just lowers the psychology. We just believe it means.
That's how most of the Muslims do, actually.
No, well, I'll tell you.
That's why we can never justify it. We can never argue about it. We just say, it's a matter of our faith. He did travel, and
Yeah, but it shouldn't be said in an inferior psychological way.
Yeah.
It should be a very superior thing. Because Newton didn't say, hey, you know what, I just believe that there's gravity. No, he said it is gravity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
But that's very unfortunate that that's the level of.
Yeah, that's exactly
faith
why
we
I'm
have.
saying Surah Bani Israel is so important, because that's the Newtonian belief that we have to put in time travel.
Okay.
Einsteinian belief that we have to put inside time travel. Way more than him, actually. He was theorizing it. We actually have proof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't just believe it. We actually believe that this is the only thing which is true. When a scientist says, hey, you know what, Einstein is proven wrong, we don't care. We don't believe it because Einstein said it. We believe because Muhammad bin Abdullah said it.
Yeah.
And we know that, if we believe at that level, we might just have a shot at, being those of the Siddiqeens.
So it means we do have a real man who experienced time travel.
Not just the Prophet, a lot of other people time travel, but
really?
I will come to Surah Kahf later.
Okay.
But this is where the psychology has to be constructed. And this is why I said there's no chances or coincidences in Quran. The concept of time travel, concept of angels taking Prophet ﷺ in a linear direction from Kaaba to Baitul Laham, where the Dome of the Rock, where the ascension did take place. This is something which is Surah Bani Israel, it's not Surah Kahf. So when we understand this, and then we go to Surah Kahf, then we come to Surah Kahf really well prepared as to how to look at Surah Kahf altogether. In different chapters, you see that unless you know what all of this is all about, you won't be able to put Ashab-e Kahf's time travel and Dhul-Qarnayn's journey. Because Dhul-Qarnayn travels through the Isra this first part of Mairaj is, which is Isra. Mairaj is a key word which is in the Quran, and the travel of the angels through certain pathways is called Mairaj or Maharij in plural. So even the time lapse and the time difference is also told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Maharij as to how angels travel about in the universe, and how their one day equals to X amount of years in our planet. So Maharij and Mairaj is a totally different concept. This is why Bani Israel, Maharij is the plural of Mairaj.
Okay. Mairaj means ascension, and Maharij means ascensions.
The ways of ascension.
Okay, ways of, like, you can say portals?
Yeah, literally portals. These are different portals all used by the angels as per Surah Maharij.
That's the name of a surah. Wow. So we have a surah in the Quran which talks about ways of ascension.
Yeah.
Portals.
For angels.
Okay.
Yeah. And even the time differential is given in that surah.
Okay.
The time which is taken by an angel is a day at that portal.
It's like 50,000 years
on this planet.
On this planet.
Yeah. So this is something which is a very clear psychological construction of a Muslim mind as to how all of this universe is coming about and how things are going. And since Surah Bani Israel talks about two different types of travels, so we can't just say, oh, it's a Mairaj, so Maharij. No, it's not. Isra is also there.
Okay.
So there's another way to travel other than those.
So there's a way, there's a portal to traverse the earth, and then there's a way to exit the earth.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's two kinds of traveling that has
two kinds of ways.
That is also. Okay.
So once we have that in order, then we can actually understand what kind of choice of words Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used in Surah Kahf.
Okay.
Because He uses certain words. And those certain words are used all over the Quran. We just somehow, don't use the meaning of those words in Surah Kahf somehow. And this is a problem that we need to solve. And this is why I said Bani Israel actually is a very key element of Surah Kahf. Its placement, its concept, and the types of journey, and the time lapse, and so on and so forth. It actually creates that clarity for a Muslim mind that this is how it works. So now let's see what Surah Kahf is all about, so that we can understand that. But again, iman is imperative here. Iman is critical. If we have that iman in the Quran and we do not validate Quran through science, then we're good. But if we validate Quran through science, then we've lost the battle to begin with, even before the battle, because now we're looking for science, because time travel concept, as soon as I say time travel, you're going to think Einstein, you're not going to think Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah.
You're not going to think Surah Bani Israel. No, that's not how we think. Because
but nowadays, when you talk about time travel, it's the Interstellar that I think about.
Yeah. So why are we looking at any kind of spaceship
Yeah.
Why did not we think when somebody said interstellar? Why didn't we think white horse?
Yeah.
You know, because that's the first interstellar that we actually found out.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, we found that out through other prophets as well, but we're talking about through a car right now. So the real question is, where do we settle the iman on all of these things, and what is the definition of iman? Once we have that, and we can only know that through the iman of Sahaba, because prophets and all the other prophets, you know, they have a totally different matrix of what iman is.
Yeah. So what was the psychology of Sahaba regarding all these things?
The Sahaba psychology was...
Like, how are we so different than them? Where do we lose the track?
We have them, and we have a lot of opinions of 1400 years of different European and Arabian and, you know, other scholars, and even before that we predate our psychology, St. Augustine and Aristotle and so on and so forth. So the thought process actually, you know, is inherited through a lot of clutter of a lot of people's differential of opinion, and then we get lost in the middle. Even though it should have been a very linear track from the Sahabi to the current Muslim. And we were not told those stories, and whoever tells those stories, we have a lot of other people who are calling that superstition, even the Muslim ranks. Or, you know, your people flew, or your Sahabis were, you know, doing this and that, and all of a sudden Hazrat Umar had a karama, and Hazrat Abu Bakr had a karama, Hazrat Ali had a karama. Oh my God, where is that proof? All of these are weak hadiths. That's not the point. Even if they are weak hadiths, it doesn't really matter. I'm talking about the psychology of this technology and iman on this technology which Sahaba had, and this is the definition of iman. As much as a Darwinian student believes in evolution, we should have a 10 million time more belief in the way time travel is done and shown. A regular human being in the planet actually has started to believe iman in Darwinian evolution. Even some scholars of Islam say that yes, at some level evolution is there in terms of animals and not human beings. I don't know why they're confusing anybody. A horse was a horse when he was born a horse. You know, a monkey was a monkey. There's no evolution like that. And even if there is some sort of evolution, it is on such a subcellular level that is insignificant, because it's a metaphysical concept. I'm not going to go in that detail, but
I think that's not the topic, evolution.
But iman in time travel should be at the level of Abu Bakr Siddiq, nothing less. And even if Abu Bakr Siddiq did not have that sort of iman, I'm just saying for the sake of your understanding here, we shouldn't be relying on Abu Bakr Siddiq's testimony. We should be relying on Nabi Muhammad's testimony. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden we think that since Abu Bakr Siddiq said it, so it's true. No, it doesn't matter whether Abu Bakr Siddiq, that was for his own good that he believed. We should believe as Sahil Adeem directly believing the Prophet's testimony. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a witness. That's against the spirit of Islam. You're not a Muslim if you believe in Mairaj because Abu Bakr Siddiq said so. The psychology of iman has to be really, really crisp. It is not something which is to be taken lightly. If the Prophet is saying something, it is way more real than gravity. If I fall down, I'm going to get hurt. The Prophet was coming into a caravan in which he looked at a horse which he really liked, and he wanted to buy that horse, but he did not have the money at that time. He said, I'm going to pay you when we reach home, which is Medina. So they made a deal, and the deal was done. Okay, deal is closed. The horse is yours as soon as you pay me up. But as soon as the caravan hit Medina, everybody came looking for that horse. Look at this horse. And everybody, wanted to pay big money for it. As soon as he got more money offer, he all of a sudden backed out from the deal. The Prophet said, why are you backing off the deal, man? We just had a deal. And he said, do you have any witness for this? So this is the Sahabi, Suhaib, he was just walking by. He's a local in Medina. The Prophet says, Suhaib, come here, and I want you to bear witness to the deal we had. And this guy, he said, how can you be bearing witness to something which you didn't see? So Suhaib said, you're talking about a horse here, buddy? I actually bear witness to heaven. I haven't seen heaven.
Wow.
So I do bear witness that this deal happened, and I
Subhanallah.
You have to honor this deal. So this is the iman. This is the actual flavor of the iman. This is why I said this. These are the construction of psychology that the Sahabas had.
Subhanallah.
This is something which is so imperative for a Muslim to know. And this is why I said, if you do not know Surah Bani Israel's psychology,
Yeah.
then you'll be falling flat on your face in Surah Kaf, thinking, there's nothing about Dajjal in here. How is this Surah going to save me from Dajjal? Dajjal is an animal. We have to kill that animal through a weapon. We need to believe in that weapon, that this weapon is going to kill Dajjal.
The weapon is Surah Kaf.
Yeah, and that weapon is Surah Kaf. But if my belief in Surah Kaf is made in Surah Bani Israel, this is how these three surahs come in together and make up a bullet which is going to shoot Dajjal down. So this is something which is so important to understand, that Bani Israel comes up with the time travel concept and the trajectory and the journeys and the ways and the ascensions and the whole 9 jars of whatever happened. And then we enter Surah Kaf, and then you'll like, if you have the total iman on how these ways come about and how these journeys happen. And then when we enter Surah Kaf, all of a sudden things fall way easier in the right places than if you just start Surah Kaf cold.